Hey guys, it's Allie here on the Queer Radar on Wednesday. This week I'm going to be talking about GSAs and how to start a GSA if your school doesn't have one. And then I'll also get to the other question, just because I talked a lot about GSAs last week, and I want to let you guys know what you can do if you don't have one in your area. So basically, I'm not exactly sure how it works in other schools because I only go to one high school. But at my school, in order to start a club or a group, you have to have an advisor. So, what I would say is if your school doesn't have a GSA or a QSA or a GA or a Rainbow Alliance or whatever you want to call it, find a group of people who would want to have that sort of safe space environment club type thing, and then find a supervisor, someone who would be like your chaperone, not your chaperone, but like the person who would like mediate your meetings, because at my school every club has to have some sort of advisor supervisor kind of thing to make sure that things don't get out of hand, especially when you're proposing a GSA where if you're in a school where it's not the safest space, like your school isn't very supportive, you should definitely make sure that you have a supervisor to make sure that nothing ever goes wrong. And then find a space, whether it be like that teacher's room or like a conference room. We have our meetings in a conference room in the like guidance area. And then at my school, you have to like propose clubs to the principal or whatever. But make sure you have a clear mission. Don't be like, we're just going to talk about gay issues, because that's like, while that may be generally your mission, that's not really going to last very long. Like, that kind of idea isn't really going to support a club. So the GSA at my high school that I help run, our kind of like mission statement is that we are a support, education, advocacy, and discussion group. So we talk about gay issues, we give advice, we tell funny stories. It's really like a small community. And so that's how we do our meetings. I could talk more in depth with you guys if you have any questions, like specific questions about starting a GSA or about how we run our meetings and how we stay organized and stuff like that, and like our email lists and events and how we plan everything. Ask me and I will help you out. All right, so the question for this week, which I'll just do like very briefly. So first question, is there a Pride Festival in your state? Yes! Massachusetts has an awesome Pride Week. We have Youth Pride in May. I think it's May 19th this year, which also that night is the night of Bagley Prom, which you should all go to because it's really fun. It's basically just like a big gay dance. It's not a prom. Don't dress up. Don't dress up. There's always like a couple awkward people who dress up. Don't dress up. It gets really hot. Wear like short shorts and like a tank top. And then Pride Week is in June. It's usually like the first or second week in June. And it's a big deal and it's really awesome. And we have Pride on Saturday morning, I think, of that week. And it's basically just like a big gay week. And it's really great. So, follow up to last week's question of safe spaces. Have you suffered any homophobia from loved ones or strangers, whether it was intentional or accidental? Yes. Coming out in like 7th and 8th grade is horrible because middle school boys, they suck. And they don't get it. And I think probably like the biggest form of homophobia that I've experienced isn't the like, oh my god, like you're such a dyke, like calling me names or anything like that. It's more people like exploiting my sexuality and stuff like that, being like, oh, like so hot that you have sex with women, like, and just like talk about it, and that's all they talk about. And that's really the form of like hatred that I get. And people aren't aware of it, and that's the problem. They think that they're just like making conversation, but it's not. That's not conversation. Also, what would you say to someone who doesn't mean to hurt you by saying something, but it hurts you anyway? I always no matter where I am, yell at people for saying the word faggot, yell at people for saying that's so gay. It doesn't matter where I am. I could be in a tea station. I could be like at school in the library. I could be walking down the street. I will tell you not to use that word. I will tell you like not to use that phrase. I will just straight up be like, hey, that's offensive to me. Stop it. And people tend to be pretty responsive to that. Like, some people on the street will be like, oh, whatever, like, are you gay? Like, ugh. And I'm like, okay, like, sorry I wasted my time trying to, like, educate you. But, I know that some people don't feel comfortable enough to be that, like, forward with strangers and people and whatnot. But, so that's why I do my part, by yelling at people on the street. And this video is getting long, and I hope you all have a great Wednesday, and I'll see you next week.